Connection with Shade Network activated. Audio file download commencing. Files marked extremely sensitive. Strategic Homeland Division only. Agent commencing transmission.
What's up? You listen to episode 153 of SITREP Radio, giving you the news and other happenings in the world of the Division 2. World Tier 5 and Tidal Basin releases this week, and the Division 2 gets its first balance pass. My name is Mike, and joining me as always are my co-hosts, Robert.
Hello.
And Luke.
Hello.
You seemed really unsure of your name.
What was the awkward pause for?
Because your microphone dropped out on my end for some reason.
Wouldn't be SITREP without an awkward pause or two, though, right?
Oh, yeah, we're starting early, though, right?
Oh, that's good. Well, if you want even more awkward pauses, we had the honor of joining our friends from Down Under over on the Locked On podcast, so keep an eye out for that releasing in the next week or two. Anyway, I hope you're both well and have had a great week, and welcome to all our listeners, and welcome to any new listeners of the show. Luke, very quickly, before we move on.
What?
Read the thing.
It's in the wrong colour, dude.
Oh, is it your colour?
Don't have a thing.
Fuck.
Read the thing in the right colour.
I read my bit. Fuck you. Rob.
Just want to wish Agent Mab a happy birthday.
Happy level up day, I guess.
Level 35, I believe. Congratulations.
Dude, you shouldn't know a woman's
She put it on
age
Twitter.
or tell everybody about
she
it.
did put it out there.
Right, okay. I've been a bit AFK recently, so.
Yeah, we got a little bit worried about you, dude. You disappeared for 2 days and we're like...
Apparently I can't have a day off the grid without these two wondering if I've been murdered.
Me and Mike were Facebook stalking Luke today because we were genuinely worried that he might have died or something because we couldn't get hold of him.
Dude, I messaged Boris. I was like, Boris, have you heard from Luke? He's like, actually, when I come to think of it, no, I haven't. I spoke to him since Monday. I was like, oh, fuck.
Send a search party all the way up north to Nottingham to find out if I'm okay or not.
It's like, fuck, is he going to be like this when Game of Thrones comes out just so we can refrain from spoilers? I don't want to know what's north of the wall. I'm sorry, but anyway, I suppose we got some news to talk about.
Have we?
Right, boys? Yeah, a little bit. Let's get down to it.
State of the game.
Okay, so huge news this week. Avengers Endgame tickets are now live to book.
Oh, who gives a fuck about that shit?
The fuck?
You guys not booked your tickets for
No.
Avengers yet? The fuck is wrong with you?
I'm not even going to go to the cinema to watch it.
That's your problem.
Because don't care about spoilers.
You know how it's called Endgame? Is this going to be the last one? Cross his
Of
fingers.
course not. They're making too much
Well,
fucking money out of it.
Yeah.
Although a lot of the contracts are finishing in this one, aren't they? So the whole cast
Everyone
is gonna
dies.
Yeah, the whole cast is going to die. It's going to be like
Again.
Game
Infinity
of
War
Thrones.
Part 2.
No, it's kind of like
What?
Game of Thrones, where they all go to a wedding and they all die.
Be careful, be
Spoilers.
careful. Shut up.
Dude, you can't talk about
There
Game
might
of
be, like,
Thrones.
was on
people
TV
listening.
like 3 years ago. Fuck off.
Yeah,
If
but
you
there
haven't
might
seen
be
it now,
people-
then just don't bother.
Can't
Jesus
talk about
Christ.
Game of Thrones ever.
Fucking
Dude,
can.
it's
I will.
like season 8 starts in what, a week on Monday? And there's probably people like that haven't seen it just catching up. And if they get to the red wedding bit and they're like,
I'm just going to start
motherfucker
posting
Rob.
spoilers on Twitter just to fuck
Oh,
people
you
off.
should do that from
Can
like
you
season
imagine?
1.
Can you
Yeah.
imagine starting Game of Thrones now? Oh my god!
People are re-watching it for some reason.
I think
People are watching
Are we watching it?
I will rewatch it when they're all out. I'm not going to rewatch it and then have to wait
What's
week
wrong
on
with
week
people's
to watch
memories?
episode series 8.
They will do a recap. You don't need to watch the whole lot again. Jesus.
Oh,
What a
watch
waste
it,
of-
watch the
what a waste of
trailers.
time.
watch it
Just
again
watch-
because I enjoyed it. Have you never watched a film a second time?
Yeah.
Oh, shut
Rarely
the
though.
fuck up,
Rarely though. It has to be a really good
wait.
film.
Right, I know like we're fucking considerably off track at the minute. How many times have you seen The Matrix?
Yeah, but that's different. That was
No.
amazing.
How is that
many
different?
times have you
How is
seen
that
The
possibly
Matrix?
different?
Okay,
Because that's a masterpiece.
The first one, maybe. The other two were dog shit.
Yeah, true. They should have stopped at 1, sorry.
just
They should have stopped at 1, just left it as one film.
They should have stopped it
By,
too.
by the way, at what point during our Matrix chat do we think Boris's head exploded?
Does he love the whole lot?
Oh, dude, he's insane.
To be fair, I like all three. I like the ideas that are out there, but
nobody likes all three.
No, I do. Me and Rob went to cinema to see it.
Did we?
Oh,
Yeah, we did.
why didn't I get invited?
Because you were north of the wall fighting the wildlings.
Right, can we talk about Division 2 now, please? This is getting incredibly like a Patreon podcast.
Oh shit! I thought we were recording one of them.
Shit. I guess we'll have to. We are recording that soon. Anyway, back on track. Division. Okay, so Invasion, Battle for EC? Yeah. DC. The DC universe. The update drops this Friday, the 5th of April. Are we excited, boys?
Fuck yeah.
How many days off have you got, Luke? I don't care, Rob. Just
multiply by 2, carry the 1. None. I've got no days off.
Amateur.
Did you really just take 0, multiply by 2, and carry the 1? Yeah. This shit's hilarious. How many days have you got off, Mike? Well, I haven't booked anything off, I'm afraid. Robert, how many days have you got booked off?
I've got Thursday. I don't know why I've got Thursday off because it doesn't come out till Friday. But I've got Thursday, Friday, and Monday off.
For World Tier 5.
Technically, Monday is special leave because my wife's going to a funeral.
Wow.
Sorry. Sorry to put a downer on it. It's fine. And the kids are on Easter holiday, so someone has to look after the toe rags. But I'll be upstairs gaming, so they still need a babysitter if anyone wants to volunteer.
No, I'm good. Okay, so that's fucking brutal opening. Okay, so we're all pretty excited. Obviously, the Stronghold we've all been waiting for. Tidal Basin is dropping this Friday, and it will now give you access to World Tier 5.
Woohoo!
Woohoo!
Fucking beautiful though, because Robert, guess what? There's a maintenance coming this Friday.
Well, we know that.
It's going to be what, 8:30 GMT to 11:30.
I'm not sure on that because we're in BST. Are they in BST yet?
No, they're in CET.
No, but like, when do Central Europe change their clocks back?
Oh yeah,
it might be 9:30 anyway, or it might be like 7:30. Forward, yeah. So it might be, they might align. So it might be 9:30 in the UK as well.
That's even better because you took Friday off and you can't fucking play it.
That's a good point.
You might as well have gone to work.
I would have got home at 12:30. What a dickhead.
Fucking perfect.
It means I get to spend some quality time with my son. It's fine.
Shut up, kids.
I'll make a video for this podcast, I expect.
That's a very good point. Anyway, I believe there was a few things that are announced coming this Friday. So there's going to be some bug fixes to start off with. Crafting station is going to get fixed if you're stuck on the lower world tier. It's going to be fixed on Friday. And you're also going to get a sensitivity slider when you zoom in, as far as I know, with scopes. I believe that was the case, was it?
Yeah.
And they are adding a FOV slider. Field of view. You excited about that, Rob?
I am.
I feel like you've kind of...
I want to increase it to the max and lose all my frames.
Yeah, so Thylander was on the State of the Game today, basically discussing the first balance pass. Would we call it a balance pass, or was it just slight adjustments that they've seen over the last couple of weeks?
They're tweaking some of the weapons, aren't they?
Yeah.
Namely the ones that are the meta at the moment in PvP. The M700's getting a massive nerf, I believe.
How do you? That's something I wanted to ask you guys. How do you feel about the fact that the rifles are getting nerfed rather than them all getting buffed up?
Because we're going into a new world tier, which means all the weapons are going up anyway.
Yeah. So we're not that fussed.
No.
I don't know about the rifle getting nerfed because I've never used it, but with the M700, I think I'm right in saying that if you modded it correctly, you could get more damage from the M700 than you can from the 50 cal.
Yes.
Which is just wrong. So that deserved a nerf, to be fair.
Yeah, agreed.
And it can one-shot people in PvP with all green gear.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not sure how I feel about one-shotting in PvP. I'm not sure it should be a thing, but a headshot's a headshot, so perhaps it should be a thing. Yeah.
Works in Siege.
True story.
Not Siege. It's not Siege.
I know, but it works in Siege.
I know we spent months going, well, if they make it like Siege, we won't complain about it. And then we're like,
if it was like Siege, then every gun would be a one-shot headshot.
That's the thing.
Even a pistol.
Yeah.
Okay, so we basically buff everything on par with the M700 is what you're saying.
Yeah, basically.
Cool. Imagine getting one shot with an SMG. Fuck. Okay, what else are they going to be sorting out? They're changing crit damage and headshot damage. It's basically going to be dropped across all existing gear. So if you have anything that's already got stats with this on, with regards to gear pieces and brands, I'm guessing this is going to be mods as well. It's probably going to drop on. Did they discuss that? I can't remember.
They didn't actually say about mods, but I would assume so. If they're changing it, it just makes sense to change it across the board.
Definitely changing mods. We haven't got to that.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute.
Gear mods.
Okay.
But yeah.
I wouldn't surprise if there's a cap. They put a cap in place as well. They didn't say it, but I would imagine they're going to.
Well, they did say that they've been looking basically at a load of builds. So I would assume that people have been putting out there from the community, and there's like, what was it? The Necromancer builds, the life-stealing builds that I've seen with shitloads of crit chance and crit damage and all the rest of it.
Yes.
So I kind of expect build. Yeah. Kind of expect it to kind of combat that before we head into World Tier 5. Because then all the stats are going to get boosted anyway, aren't they? Once we hit the next tier.
Yes, sir.
And the Safeguard talent, which gives you extra healing. Something I really like about it is the fact that they're going to change it, but they're not going to reduce what the talent actually does. They're just going to put a cooldown on it.
Which you can't see because it's internal.
But don't you think that's quite cool that they've done that, opposed to just nerfing the talent? They've put a cooldown on it, whereas in Division 1 it would have been like, fuck that, we'll just drop what that talent does completely. I thought that was a really cool way of combating it.
Yeah.
And then Demolitionist, I didn't actually see this at the time, but apparently crisis response, when your armor breaks, you replenish your ammo, is also going to get an internal cooldown. I think for both of these, I feel the same about that. The fact that we're getting cooldowns rather than nerfs, those things.
Well, that's in response of the Wids build again, because you're constantly dancing between a little bit of armor and no armor. And that's what you just infinite ammo basically, because that keeps the crisis response keeps procking.
Was it all ammo, or was it just the specialization ammo?
No,
that it replenished?
Do you think that's also in
right, okay.
response to the fact that most people are running Demolitionist in PvP?
Yeah, maybe. It is the strongest out of the three.
Yeah. Would you agree that the other two definitely need buffing a little bit?
Yeah.
I haven't really used the survivalist, so I wouldn't know. But the 50 cal does seem a bit weak compared to the noob tube.
Yeah.
But I'm not. Yeah, buffing the other two is the right way to go, though, rather than nerfing the demolitionist. So
I kind of half missed it, but didn't he say something about the ADS time for the 50 cal?
Yeah. So
or am I dreaming? Did I dream that?
No, he did actually discuss that. He basically said that obviously with the sharpshooter, because you only get ammo as a drop in game, it's not like given to you at the start of missions and all the rest of it. The minute you actually get to use the ammo and use the weapon, if you miss a shot, then it's kind of like a whole waste of time completely. So they've changed it. So it was to do with the aiming or something, wasn't it? If I remember right. Was it aiming?
Yeah, the ADS time is just like you get the weapon out and you have the orange, like the stupid orange effect that I really dislike, and then you have the ADS and it takes like that all takes about 5 seconds. And then by the time you've lined your shot up, like they've gone. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, you know why the orange thing's there, don't you? It's basically to stop people from spamming shots, isn't it?
I know it's there for a reason, but for a sniper rifle, it just doesn't work. Like, it just doesn't. If you're trying to switch to it and do a quick scope, it just,
But maybe that's the whole point.
It annoys me.
You're not supposed to, like, it's not Call of Duty. Maybe they don't want people quick
No,
quick
but
scoping.
like, it wouldn't even be a quick scope because you've got the ADS time. Yeah, I don't know.
No, I agree. It definitely needs to be faster than what it is so you can actually get some shots off. Otherwise, it's just a waste of time, isn't it?
Yeah.
Luke, any thoughts on that? Have you spent much time with the sharpshooter?
Yeah, I do quite like it, but yeah, I do agree it could do with being a little bit faster. It's quite strange to hear Rob say he doesn't like the orange glowed effect, though, when you first change your specialization. I thought that was quite cool.
No, I like the look of it. It's just, sometimes it doesn't help when you're trying to do intense gameplay.
It's a delay without actually having like a timer or something, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also the LVOA, the M4 or lightweight M4 and the AA-12 shotgun have been buffed alongside the LMG, the MG5. Fuck yes. I'm very happy with the MG5 getting a buff.
I wonder if they fixed the because the MG5 is a little bit broken at the moment. Well, they probably fixed that as well.
What's that?
The damage drop off is reversed, so the further away they get, the more damage you do with that gun.
Shit.
At the moment,
that's good. Well, I guess we'll find out Friday when Tidal Basin drops. Rob, do you want to go over some of the changes with respect to the weapon mods and what they're actually going to be doing with that going forward?
From what I understand of it, they're removing some of the negatives, but they were they weren't very clear on this. Like, they said there was a weapon mod that will have no negatives in each
slot,
and per type. So, like, you'll have an accuracy scope that won't have it, but it will have less accuracy. But then you could then possibly get another accuracy scope that will have a negative. That's what I understood.
Yeah, but I don't think the negatives are going to be as bad as they are now. I think I don't think they're going to be counterintuitive, because I would expect that a lot of people have been running without even putting mods on their builds in some respects.
I wish they haven't changed this. I really like the mod system. I think it works. I think it's because it has to be a conscious decision. Yeah. We're going to get back to the point where when you run this, why wouldn't you run this? It's just the best.
Do we feel like people are already doing that, though? I mean, you've already got it in like conflict and PvP where people are running.
No, because it's build dependent. Like, I've got a build, an AR build, where I've got 2 perks that give me extra weapon handling, and because of that, I can run all damage mods on my gun and not have to worry about the weapon being shit to handle.
Yeah, I'd kind of agree with you, Rob. Actually, I was quite critical of the mod system when we tried it in the betas and whatever, because I think the negative the negative perks were too harsh. I know they dialed them back for live launch of the game, and I quite like the place it's at the moment, but I guess we're in the minority.
Yeah, I mean, they have said that, I mean, not only are the negatives being removed, but they're also reducing the values that the mods are going to be modded at. So like crit hit chance and crit hit damage and stability will all have a lower value than they currently have, because most of that's like what, 15%? So you probably have it drop down to what, 10 or 5%, I would assume now. Because they're trying to lower people hitting the crit, high crit chance and crit damage builds, I would assume. I think that's more why it's been done.
The crit crap is ridiculously easy to get to at the moment, so that's possibly not a bad thing. But
yeah,
in most cases, I was in agreement with Rob. I like where most of the mods are at the moment.
Yeah, I
Yeah, but in the same respect that because of where they are, to hit the crit cap, you have to have a couple of talents on your armor to hit that cap. So yeah.
No, I mean, you can be... It's your opinion at the end of the day, dude. It's...
No, you're wrong, Colonel Sanders.
Wrong. I love my mama. But I do like the idea of why they're doing it. And I kind of like that they're open to changing stuff and trying it. And they did say if it doesn't work, we'll put it back. Yeah, they'll put it back to what it was before.
Just do it.
They want it to have less drawbacks than it was previously and to make it more fun. And that was a word that was iterated several times. They want it to be fun. And if people don't find it fun, then...
I just wish they'd have waited a little bit longer. So to me, it feels like people have moaned from day one, and from day one, people won't have had like hardly any of the blueprints for the weapon mods. And some of the blueprints that you get from doing the level 3 and level 4 control points are far superior to the ones that you get by just finishing missions and collecting them, walking around and what have you. So I think a little bit more patience would have been a good thing. But I mean, it's their game. They're welcome to do with it as they please. So
yeah, literally,
we'll try it. We'll love it, and we'll get over it. So
the mods you get from the Shade Tech caches are all just trash.
Yeah,
never use them.
Which is in itself is a great mechanic that you get rewarded with better mods for doing more difficult content.
But then the other argument is no one's using like 90% of the mods.
Yeah,
because they're all trash.
They're basically trying to make you use more of the other mods as well, aren't they? But I don't know how much of a difference that's going to make by lowering the values.
I was just going to say, I don't think changing it to this style is going to change the fact that 90% of the mods won't get used, because you're just, like you said at the start of your argument, Rob, you'll find the best one in slot for every weapon archetype and stick with it. So,
would you agree that it's because everyone's basically trying to run for damage builds at the minute? And that's why.
That's kind of a given, though, isn't it?
Yeah. I think we need to see like other builds come out, like healer builds and tank builds.
It's like Rob said, though. Some of the mods are quite build dependent. If you've got armor, if you've got accuracy talents on your gear, you don't need accuracy on your mod, so you can go with damage. If you've got all crit chance and crit damage on your gear, you don't need any more because you're at the cap already. So you can run better stability or critical range.
But as long as you get to the caps on your gear, or the other way around, or near to it as possible.
As near as doesn't make any difference, then yeah.
Yeah, I think we just have to see how that plays out over the next between this update and probably episode 1 of the DLC, which will probably be when the next balance pass goes through.
I think the changes that's going to happen with the skills is going to affect the meta a little bit as well, because skill mods are going to become more viable, which means skill builds are going to be available, which is going to, and those nerfs we've said previously is, yeah.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that, because like I've been running Chem Launcher and I've been trying to like push up skill power. I haven't got all the pieces to do what I want to do with the build, but then like I've got a shitload of skill mods, but I can't use any, like the majority of them, because like they need 7,000 skill power before that you can even think about using them, which is like a stupid amount. So they're basically going to try and revamp the whole skill mod system and have it correlate with the amount of skill power that's now required to unlock. So I'm guessing that it's going to be kind of reduced, the amount of skill power that you're going to need to actually attach some of those mods.
Yeah.
And
yeah, they're changing some of the actual skills as well.
Yeah.
Isn't the sniper turret getting reworked?
Yeah.
Yes.
Luke, do you want to?
Because
where the sniper turret is, you will now have a button above the enemy and the turret. You'll have a button above the enemy, and the turret will shoot the NPC that you press the button over, and it will automatically track it and keep shooting it till it's dead. You can then aim at the same NPC, and you will have specific control over the turret as to what it will shoot at. So you could pick like a heavy's weak point or go for headshots, which kind of makes the sniper turret more responsive as to what you want it to do, as opposed to just drop it and let it shoot whenever it wants to, which is a great change in my opinion, because the sniper turret was probably the worst of the turret variants.
Yeah,
so I think they're good changes.
It's quite cool that they've done that though. If they've changed it to actually, like, you're not just like pointing it at a person. You can actually mark it to specific weak points. That makes it a bit more, like when you've got some of the elites and you can target. I'm hoping, like we have yet to see, but like the backpack or the rest of it, or like the foam. I can't think of the bloody NPCs now. The foam launchers. You can. I'm guessing we're gonna be
the jizz launchers.
Yeah, we'll be able to target like the barrels on the back
and the flamethrower dudes.
Yeah, and that's really cool.
And the fisters that have those little cartridges on their ass. You have to shoot, and they turn into popcorn. Yeah. Fisting popcorn.
I love the names we come up with stuff. We got fisting popcorn. We got Sailor Jerry's. What else we got?
Jizz launchers.
Jizz launchers. Wow. And then obviously the changes to the chem launcher.
Yeah, so the chem launcher has previously been criticized as a little bit awkward to handle. So they're fixing that. And now when you activate it, you can basically use it like a weapon until you put it away, which should give you a lot more control. Yeah, I'm going to be honest, as someone that uses chem launcher a lot, I really like that. It's kind of been a bit janky. It's got a little bit better since the beta, but they're kind of making it how you throw a grenade at the end of the day. You press the button and then you're going to be able to click where you want it. Right, cool. They're also reworking completely reworking the aiming mechanism for the Firefly skill, which is actually something I've not really tried outside the beta because it was terrible in the beta, so I've left it alone. Still but apparently you can mark targets a lot faster from Friday onwards when they change it, so that might make it a lot more viable. Rob, but have you spent much time with the Firefly skill at all?
No.
Have you used it at all?
I did.
How long did you use it for?
For about 10 minutes, and then I turned it off because it was terrible.
Yeah, I kind of feel like that's, yeah. It's one of those ones.
It just felt underwhelming. Like, really underwhelming. And, like, the little things, like, they track, but they don't. If they hit a wall, that's it. Like, if they bump into anything on the way there, they just explode.
Fair enough. And then we've where am I going with this? Yeah, so that's most of the. Sorry, completely lost track where we were then because somebody jumped ahead, but we're good. We're good.
Fuck you,
dude.
You wrote the script wrong.
Yeah.
How bloody dare you?
It was the flow of the conversation. It was good.
Yeah.
Are we happy with the majority of the changes that we've seen or been announced today? Are you happy with the direction they're kind of taking with it, or?
Yeah. Other than the weapon mods, yeah.
Yeah, same.
Nice.
Sorry, did you want me to elaborate?
Never. You keep on being you, dude. You keep on being you.
You do you.
You do you.
How about you, Mike? Are you happy with the changes that have been discussed?
Yeah.
Don't give a fuck. Let's move on.
There he goes. He gives a Rob answer. Yeah.
Yeah. I should have just left it at
that. All that criticism, and he does exactly the same, dude.
No, I'm happy. I'm happy skill mods are getting changed. I want skill because like that's something at the minute that I've seen a lot of people complain about is that skill mods and skill power aren't that great in the minute. So if they're going to change that and make skill builds more viable, then that'd be great. Because at some point we've got a raid coming, and it's going to be interesting.
Do we?
Yeah, we got a raid coming, and it's going to be interesting to see what builds we need to run it.
Yeah, CC abilities are going to be important, I think, because like me and Mike were running challenging missions yesterday, and he was like, I was like, this, the two missions we've done were on challenge, because he was just like running around setting things on fire. I was like, what? I thought this was still in the story because we were doing some story missions.
I could not believe it.
To get some blueprints, and we were just owning
I had
those missions because you were just setting shit on fire.
Yeah, I had my chem launcher.
They're everywhere.
I had like 7 charges for it, and I was like laughing to myself every 5 minutes, just going, pew, 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 pew. Rob, look, action shot.
I was just sat behind you waiting for you to set things on fire and then just mowing them down my AR.
But I'm kind of thinking like the whole community is kind of focusing on damage builds. But DPS, I'm kind of hoping you're going to need more than DPS to get through the raid. I don't know if you boys agreed with that. I kind of hope that we have requirement for different builds.
It's not really about damage. It's more about survivability in the way that there's like a build where you've got like the leech, the health leech, and then you've got another build where it's just all out damage, hoping you kill shit before they can even shoot a bullet at you. So it's more about the survivability, I'd say, than pure damage.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. With regards to the current meta, I'm hoping we get more builds that are going to be useful for the actual raid, if you see what I mean. I want healer builds to be a thing. I want skill builds with regards to like crowd control and stuff like that. Not just...
You want to get a lot of that gear set, Mike. That there's like a skill healer type gear set that's coming.
Ooh. Yes.
It's going to be good. I'm excited.
We're all excited. Anyway.
I keep forgetting we're getting gear sets on Friday.
Yes, we are getting gear sets.
Well, 3 of them anyway.
All day to grind them.
You know what else we're getting on Friday, don't you? The first apparel event.
Ooh.
Do you like that smooth transition, guys?
That was very good. I'll give you that.
Do you like that?
10 out of 10.
So with Invasion Battle for DC, the first apparel event will land on the same Friday, so April the 5th. This will run all the way to May the 2nd. During this first week, if you log in up to and including Thursday the 11th of April, you will get 1 free apparel cache. Year 1 pass owners will get 3 additional free caches when they log in during the event. Yes. The special event caches will contain new cool outfits and emotes and weapon skins. There will also be masks available from these caches as well. I think it's 2 masks they showed on State of the Game, if I'm not mistaken.
One of them's like you can see your face through it.
Cool.
Yeah,
I guess
that was never a thing in Division 1. I'm excited about that. I don't know why no one else is not excited about that.
I like the look of the other mask that kind of looks like it's from the Black Tusk.
Looks like something from
Crisis.
No. What was that game? Killzone.
Yeah.
No? A little bit Killzone?
Do I remember Killzone? Yeah, I mean, just a little bit.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about the weapon skins?
I like the Deadpool one.
The Deadpool one.
Tell me that's not Deadpool's mask.
Yeah, you've renamed it now. That's all I'm going to think. Well, that's all I'm going to see when I see that. Son of a bitch.
I'm going to be rocking that if I get that.
Yeah, it's the most standout one out of the ones you can see on the picture.
And Luke, will you be buying the
more.
season pass so you can get those sweet 3 extra caches?
I might. I really might. Because I'm going to buy the season pass anyway, so why not get it now to get some extra caches?
Just say any time during the event, so payday at the end of April.
was only paid last week, so I haven't spent it all yet. Let's put it that way.
Drinks on Luke then.
Cheers.
Real quick, there are ways to gain extra caches for free by doing specific projects during this monthly apparel event, and these special caches do not contain any duplicates.
And can we buy stuff or not?
I believe that is the case, yes. Okay. I'm not 100% on that.
But if I remember right, at the end of the event,
stupid if they don't do that.
At the end of the event, everything in this should then go into the
massive pool of loot.
Yes.
Yeah. That's what they said before these launched. Yes, there's no confirmation of that in the bit of blurb that I'm reading from on the script, but that is what they said before. I don't know if come May 2nd, when this event ends, that they automatically go into the loot pool, or if they have to trigger something like server side or client side or whatever, that they go into the loot pool. So there may be a delay in them appearing in the general loot pool, but yes.
Or Article 50.
No, nobody's triggering that
again. RIP. Yeah, so as far as we know, they could just add them to the loot pool at the end of the year. They didn't specify when, did they?
Very true.
Oh,
Very sneaky.
Sneaky Russians.
It's almost as if Boris designed it. Anyway.
No, because it's probably going to work.
Yeah, true.
They are constantly tweaking it, though.
What's it?
Boris's
I'll leave
nipples.
that for your own imagination.
Yeah, that's it for news this week. Some
We're done.
pretty decent things.
We can go play the game. Let's go.
One more thing before we go. Yeah.
What?
What have we been up to this week in the division?
So rather than play the game, Rob, you have to talk about it.
I did some stuff. I shot some enemies.
I shot some stuff in the face. I shot some more stuff in the face.
What?
I deleted all my loot. No, I sold all my loot.
All of it?
I've got like 20 weapons left in my cache. My stash, sorry. My stash cache.
Did you?
I thought you said something else.
Did you not keep any gear just for the talents that were on it, so you can roll them off onto new stuff?
No. Why? Okay. You're gonna get the amount of loot that drops in the game. Why would I give myself a reason not to play the game?
Yeah, because that would happen with you. Have you met yourself?
I know. I'm gonna play the game a lot. I know. My stash is gonna be full up within the next, like on Friday.
On Friday,
within an hour for sure.
How much gear did you have to sell?
Like, I sold everything on my person as well, apart from the 2 builds I have.
Okay, and how full is your stash?
Was it? It was 150. I sold like I'm up to 100 grand now of cash.
How did you have that much loot already?
Because I got to the end game a week before you guys.
Okay, can I just please make a statement? If you ever rip me for being in my stash and sorting through it, you can get fucked.
Hey, I didn't do it while I was. Other people were waiting for me to play.
Yeah, because you had a week off to fucking play,
and no one was on. And I just thought, oh, well, this would be a good time to go for my stash. And I did it.
Well, that's been a very... Luke, how's your week been in the division?
It's been all right. We did Roosevelt on challenge mode on Monday.
Monday, yeah.
Yeah, that was fun.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
I really enjoyed it.
All right, okay.
Yeah, died a lot, but I mean, hottest content currently in the game. Why not die a lot?
I'm really looking forward to World Tier 5 and checking out some of like these heroic difficulties.
I really want Tidal Basin to be really fucking difficult.
I do. I really do.
If we
do that on heroic.
If we breeze through it first attempt, I'm going to be a little bit annoyed.
I think you're going to breeze through it a little bit anyway. But then if you look at like how the strongholds kind of staggered, they did definitely kind of ramp up with each one. So I would assume that Tidal Basin is probably going to be the hardest one yet. So fingers crossed.
Yeah, but no, I think you will running it on story mode. It'll be quite easy because when you went through the tiers, the max gear the gear score level you had to reach was below like the max. So we've been in World Tier 4 for like quite a while. Some more than others. And we've perfected builds that are quite efficient at killing NPCs.
But with that in mind, that's why I want them to have made it difficult. So I get what you're saying. So the gear score could potentially be 425, but I just hope they made it. I hope they made it like 445.
I kind of hope it's a little bit
not quite 450, but well, all right, make it 450. I don't really care. I want it to be difficult
because I would assume that the NPCs scale with our gear score, so like 450 in World Tier 4, yeah. So therefore, it should be higher. I kind of want it to be higher to get into that next bracket, if you know what I mean. Because
it won't be.
It can't be higher. You can't get.
No, I'm thinking
you can get a little bit higher than 450, can't you?
I'm thinking difficulty wise, because it's what they used to do in like Destiny, wasn't it? The raid, like you would go into the raid and your gear score would be X, but then it would be higher, wouldn't it, Rob? The actual raid itself would be slightly higher.
Yeah, yeah.
That'd be cool. I'd be down for that.
They're not going to do that because that wouldn't be the same as the rest of them. It's gonna be difficult because of the mechanics, right?
But worst case,
like Roosevelt Island's difficult on challenging because you have to shoot those freaking things while you're getting assaulted, and it's difficult. That's how they're gonna make it hard.
Well,
they are some tanky ass fuel tanks, to be fair.
Not just that. I mean, it's Black Tusk, so these guys are gonna be throwing skills and God knows what else at you, aren't they?
And they are the flankers.
Yeah. As you so really rightly said last week, I believe.
They practice flanking every day.
You're a flanker.
Just like yourself.
Dirty little flankers.
I can't believe you just made yourself up. Right, let's get out. Robert. Yeah? Do that thing that you did on Locked On that you completely forgot how to do.
No, I forgot that I got the script up.
I can't believe you read.
You can find us over at SITREP Radio on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube, as well as our personal accounts. Send any questions or feedback for the show to sitrepRadiopod@gmail.com. Or you can find us on Discord. The link will be in the show notes. We want to hear your thoughts on the news and topics we cover, so be sure to leave a comment and join the discussion in any of those places. Luke?
Please leave a review of the show using the podcast app of your choice. We really do enjoy reading them. The feedback is excellent, and at the end of the day, it does actually help people to find our lovely little show. If you listen all the way to the very end of the show, you will hear all the juicy details about the other awesome shows that are available on the Mash Those Buttons network. Thank you.
And I just want to give a huge shout out to anyone who has been rating the podcast and putting up reviews. We honestly really appreciate it. We do live stream as often as we can, so if you're interested in dropping by and chatting with us whilst we play some Division and probably just the Division, you can find us all over at twitch.tv/SITREP Radio. We have been SITREP Radio. I did a Rob then. Thanks very much, agents, and we'll catch you in World Tier 5. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Sequence complete. Security protocols deactivated. Server data replaced and CPU destroyed. Terminating connection in 3, 2, 1.
You're listening to a Mash Those Buttons podcast. Visit mashthosebuttons.com for a full podcast schedule.
Cargo secure.